Zenscape.
Hey guys, welcome back to Zenscape. Today we'll be talking to Vincent about his Arowana planted tank. Stick around to find out how much his Arowana cost. Wink wink. My name is Sean. Let's dive in. Vincent, thanks for allowing us into your beautiful home and allowing us to chat about your beautiful tank.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Come chat with me.
Yes. So first question, just why did you decide to keep an Arowana planted tank?
Interesting question. Okay, it started off, I just wanted a planted tank. Then some friends put a thought in my head I should keep Arowana. But
Were they serious though? as a joke almost?
They didn't talk about putting an Arowana in a planted tank. They were saying like, hey, you should keep Arowana.
Got it.
Then I was thinking, okay, why not mix the two? So I ended up with putting it. I tried it out. At the time was early days of planted tank. Early days for carbon dioxide planted tank. I was just playing around, toying the idea. Said, okay, let's do it. Let's try. Yeah.
Right. That was 2014 or what?
No. That was 20 years ago. My first tank. This is my second one.
Oh, okay.
My second Arowana planted. Yeah.
Early 2000s era.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Is it true that I guess I'm seeing the answer here, but is it true that Arowanas will destroy your scape or destroy your plants? There seems to be that prevailing mindset. What are your thoughts?
His proof.
Yeah.
Right? This is proof that he doesn't. Arowanas in general, they're not like cichlids where they will dig a nest or they're territorial and they will make a space for themselves and move your plants. Arowanas don't do that. That said, I think it varies as well because I've heard stories where Arowana keepers, they're adult Arowana in a bare tank, and then when they try to put plants in, even just a big Java fern on a wood, the Arowana will try to destroy it. They will just attack, right? Then I have another friend who has a Arowana planted tank, and his Arowana cannot accept red plants. His tank is full of plants. You put in a red plant, it gets destroyed.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's I think it varies from Arowana to Arowana, but for a very high, I think 100% success rate is you start with a juvenile Arowana, and they will accept the environment that they are put in. Yeah. For adults, it's questionable.
I see. A lot depends on the temperament of the fish, I suppose.
Yes, a lot. It depends on the temperament of the fish. Yeah.
Okay, wow. I'm glad you got one that's rather docile towards your plants. Yeah.
But I think once they're used to it, they won't go after the plants. He doesn't attack the plants. I think it's more of those who are very used to bare tanks. When they're adults, they're a bit more territorial about their space. So I think anything you put in that is perceived as a threat, they will destroy them.
Even red plants.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
For him, not a problem because he went in juvenile.
Okay.
Small.
Yeah. So he got used to this environment already. Oh, cool. So sometimes Arowana owners, they have this grid pattern on the floor. I don't know if you've seen on the floor of the tank, and they apparently says it improves the coloration and things like that. What are your thoughts on this?
I can't comment because I've not really looked into that.
Okay. But theoretically, do you feel like it might make some sense? Does the coloration of the Arowana actually have some relation to its environment?
If you say environment, I believe it does. If you put Arowana in nature, depending on whether it's light or dark, the color development will vary. I think for red Arowanas, they say that you need bright lights to so-called, the term they call it is tan Arowana. So bright lights help the red Arowanas develop the red colors.
Okay.
Whereas for the golden crossback Arowanas, the general guideline is keep them in dark tan.
Okay.
So they don't so-called over tan, and then the brown covers the gold. In that sense, I'm not 100% sure, but I know gold keep in dark, red you keep in bright.
Got it. Yeah. Interesting. So since we're on the topic of coloration, like personally for you, is there anything you do to enhance the coloration of your Arowana, or have you done anything?
I didn't do anything specific to enhance its coloration. The food selection, they say certain ingredients in the food will help red coloration, not just for Arowanas, but other fish as well.
Got it.
So I get him the Arowana pellets, which they already have all these ingredients inside. I believe that helps.
Okay.
And I've heard from friends who use different palettes that they do help lah.
Okay.
The other thing I felt that is under
discussed, I guess.
discussed is your light spectrum on the fish.
Okay.
Right. So if your lights don't have good red spectrum, then your fish is not going to show the red. So I believe that one of the things I do is I make sure my lights are full spectrum.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to try RGB LED lights, and he just looked weird. He just turned out to be this highlighter red color.
Okay.
Right, it's just a weird red color,
Right.
and you see that a lot in the social media. A lot of the Arowanas have this very bright red, reddish color. I believe some of it is because of the choice of lights they have, the spectrum, right? So when I changed to this light, I made sure it's a full spectrum light, and then the color is more natural. It's orange. It's not red. It's orange.
Right.
Yeah, and I've tried to use daylight, open up the doors, everything, just to see what is natural color, and try to get as close to its natural colors as possible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So actually, maybe some people are actually going for that red, highlighter red kind of
Yes,
thing. That's why they use.
Correct. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know what you want.
Yeah.
And there are nowadays there are specialized Arowana lights out there that helps to so-called tan the light, tan the fish. I think they talk about UV, the different UV, and of course the spectrum that helps to bring out a specific aspect of their color. So both tanning and then of course the light reflection and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what lights are yours currently?
I'm using Aqua Illumination Blade Freshwater. Quite new in the market, just came in a few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so finally found a set of lights matching my criteria. Yeah, so tried it out and it was quicker.
And it's a full spectrum light lah.
Yes.
Okay,
full
cool.
spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. It definitely feels more natural than imagining a highlighter red.
Yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Wow, interesting. So this interesting question, like, is it true that only rich people keep Arowanas? Hey guys, we've been looking at our analytics and guess what we found out? A secret. Did you know that a large majority of you are not subscribed? What are you waiting for?
No, I don't think so. Maybe obviously Arowanas are expensive fish. Prices have gone up and down over the years. I think the average Singaporean can afford Arowana.
Okay.
Then of course you have to talk about the equipment or that, but I believe average Singaporean can possibly save up, and it's not
so it's quite a myth,
out of reach. It's not out of reach. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's quite a myth that only rich people keep Arowana.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Arowana community in Singapore, you see people from all parts of society. There are people who are very rich, and they bought really nice fishes, probably in the 5-figure adult size, 5-figure price. Then, you have the average guy, he lives in a HDB, and, he bought the ones that he can find in the shops, choose a very nice one, the one that he loves, and, that's for a few $100s. It's savings.
That's true. Because Arowana generally, it produces more waste than the regular smaller fish, right? Because of its size and everything. How does that affect your fertilization regime? Does it in any way?
Actually, it doesn't, surprisingly. Okay. I think we have to remember that it's a big fish in a big tank, right? I mean, it's scale. It's scale there. So obviously, if you're going to try to put a community of 3, 4, 5 Arowanas in a tank this size, you're going to have a lot of problems with fish waste and algae, etc. But one single fish and then eating, fed on pellets, is not going to produce as much waste. So when I first started my first tank, I was worried that my Arowana is going to produce too much waste and then it's going to have algae problems. But from all the testing and the experience, it doesn't. One Arowana in a 6x2x2
doesn't really affect.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect. In fact, I still have to put nitrates.
Yeah,
for the tank. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, cool. So maybe can you share with us a bit about your Sump setup? How you ideated and how you decided to execute it at the end?
Okay. So good question, but I have to disappoint you and say I don't have anything special in my Sump.
Okay.
Because when I started this tank, it was my first time with a Sump. My first tank, it was a second-hand tank. It didn't come with a Sump, so I had one of the big Eheim garbage can canister filters. But this tank is my first experience with a Sump. Whether there's anything special, normally in a fish-only setup, I notice most of the fish keepers, they will stuff it to the brim with biomedia. Yeah. This being a planted tank and only a single arowana inside, I don't have to do that. Only one section is actual static biomedia. I have two sections that is actually running the fluidized filter. Not the sand one, but the plastic K2 or K1, like that kind of plastic ones. Running that. Other than that, there's nothing special. Of course, because of CO2, I have to be very careful about CO2 loss, right? So, fortunately, when I set up the tank, I said I wanted it planted. The tank maker, he knew something, he knew a bit. He wasn't very experienced, but he knew some of the things that planted tank some keepers wanted. So, one was a tall drain pipe so that there's not too much disturbance. Too much violence in the overflow, and then the sump chambers, the drop off is not too high.
Got it.
And then less of the wet dry areas.
Right.
So that's basically it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Just a last few questions. So, how much did you pay for this arowana?
How much did I pay for this arowana? Okay,
Back then.
okay, I was fortunate because I was running the aquaticquotient.com forum, which some of the forum admins and moderators knew the farm owners. So we went down to a farm and basically I got a better price, I mean direct from farm, right? Instead you don't have the middleman and all that. So at that time I got him at about 500. Which was actually a bit of a low period for Arowanas at that point.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's actually, I think, quite well priced.
Yes. Quite well priced for that period.
Right. Now what would you say, something equivalent?
I haven't been looking at the prices, but I believe they are in at least 1K now for a rate. That's a juvenile rate if I'm not wrong. Around there, plus minus a few hundred depending on the quality and the source, I believe.
I see.
I can't be sure because I haven't been looking at the prices.
Okay, cool. And lastly, what is one piece of advice you can give our viewers who may also be keen on considering an arowana planted tank? The one piece of advice I will give is if you're going to put arowana in planted tank, make sure you can run a planted tank well first. You don't have to be expert, but you have to be competent, right? You know how the plants grow, you know how to trim, you know how CO2 works, your fertilisation, all that. Because a tank this size, you really don't have time to experiment while the fish is inside. It's not going to kill the fish or anything, but you're going to have a very hard time, keeping it up. Wow, that's a good tip. So kind of ensure your planted tank abilities is there first.
Correct.
And then once that's kind of stabilized and everything, then maybe introduce the fish in something like that.
Then you start thinking about planning for a tank this size.
I see. Cool. Thank you so much, Vincent.
You're welcome.
That's all the questions we have today.
Okay, thank you.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. We have something very special to deliver to some of you anywhere in the world. Simply drop a comment below, let us know where you're watching from. Until next time, Scape Zenly.